This video is sponsored by DoubleCoin. Visit doublecointires.com for more information.
Every year at Fleet Equipment, we take the month of December to bring readers and viewers the truck trends of the year. It used to be in the magazine, and now it's here in the On the Road series. So join us all month as we count down the top 4 truck trends of the year. It's time to name our number 1 trend of the year. And if you've been to any industry events or just discussed the state of the industry at any point this year, this one should come as no surprise. Zero emissions regulations are our trend of the year for 2024. Specifically, current and upcoming industry regulation from CARB and the EPA was the big talk of the year, and it's going to define at least the next 2 years as well. So let's zoom out a bit and talk about what these regulations are and what they'll mean. There are 2 regulatory bodies setting rules for zero emissions vehicles, the EPA and CARB, or the California Air Resources Board. EPA rules are federal, while CARB rules only directly affect the state of California, although they will also apply to any trucks that run routes through the country's largest state. CARB regulations include Advanced Clean Truck, or ACT, which is a regulation aimed at OEM zero-emission vehicle sales, and Advanced Clean Fleet, or ACF, which is a regulation aimed at fleets purchasing and operating zero-emissions vehicles. In California, the Advanced Clean Truck regulation requires that 5% of Class 7 and 8 OEM truck sales be zero-emissions vehicles, and that started this year. So if an OEM sells 100 trucks, 5 of them have to be, as of now, battery electric trucks. Hydrogen fuel cell trucks will also meet regulations when they're commercially available. From the fleet perspective, your big focus needs to be on the Advanced Clean Fleet compliance. According to the CARB website, the proposed ACF regulation includes the following components: zero-emissions vehicle fleet purchase requirements starting in 2024 for 3 separate categories of fleets: drayage fleets, high-priority, federal fleets, and public fleets. And a manufacturer 100% zero-emission vehicle sales requirement beginning in 2036. Now, you may not think that applies to you, but keep in mind that CARB defines a high-priority fleet as if you have 50 trucks or $50 million in revenue and you drive a vehicle into California. At ACT Expo in May, we spoke with Ashley Remillard of Hexagon Agility, who detailed the plan regulations and explained why natural gas engines don't qualify as of yet.
The fact of the matter is, the way that Advanced Clean Truck and Advanced Clean Fleet are currently constructed, the only qualifying technologies are zero emission based on a tailpipe analysis, so that would be battery electric or hydrogen fuel cell. Okay. Natural gas applications are actually not included within the scope of that regulation, so they're not given credit. What we would like to see is, because there is a varying degree of technological readiness in the BEV and fuel cell FCEV space, and we would have liked to have seen something built into the regulation that incentivizes the next cleanest thing, which would be the natural gas powertrains, which are readily available. Until these battery technologies and the hydrogen fuel cell technologies become ready for different applications, we would want to incentivize the next cleanest. Unfortunately, at this time, that is not built into the regulation.
Now let's touch on the EPA regulations as well. EPA Greenhouse Gas 2027 regulations begin, as you might have guessed, in 2027. These regulations will enforce stricter CO2 standards for commercial vehicles, which will roll out between 2027 and 2032, depending on vehicle application. The GHG Phase 3 rules emphasize a technological shift towards zero-emissions vehicles and hybrid drivetrains, particularly for heavy-duty applications, including hydrogen combustion engine, hydrogen fuel cells, and battery electric vehicles. However, diesel engines will remain part of the mix through provisions like averaging, banking, and trading, ensuring flexibility for fleets that still rely on diesel. Now, there is some, shall we say, political uncertainty regarding how environmental regulations will proceed in 2025 and beyond. However, you shouldn't assume that anything will stop or change until proven otherwise. You don't want to be caught by surprise once these rules affect your fleet. OEMs and suppliers are operating as though these regulations are going into effect as scheduled, and you should too. At a Cummins event we attended in August, Tom Swenson, Global Regulatory Affairs Director at Cummins, was asked about this and put it simply, saying, "At Cummins, we are going to follow the regulation, full stop." We have a long product development cycle. By the time we take a product to market, we could be through multiple administration changes. OEMs and suppliers have been preparing for this eventuality, and the trucks and equipment you'll need to be compliant are either available now or will be by 2027. A wide variety of equipment can be used to lower your fleet's emissions and stay compliant, from full battery electric trucks to alternative fuels like natural gas, or simply making use of newer and more efficient diesel vehicles. So that's our trend of the year, and that's it for On the Road in 2024. Thank you so much for watching this year, and we will see you in 2025.